Hi, you probably read the title and kind of wondering, oh, have you got access to the new guns? No. All I know is what the new guns are, so I can kind of speculate on what loadouts we can use, as I think we're going to definitely have to spruce up our arsenal a bit more and maybe come up with some more creative ideas on what we can use these weapons for and how we can use them. So I'm making this video to kind of theory craft loadouts, as well as come up with just straight up loadouts that I already know that work and already have tested. So let's head straight into this. I don't know, after the Fall actually released this right after my update video, and I mean literally maybe like a day or two after I made the video about the update from the PlayStation article. This kind of discusses everything that's in it, but the main part we want to look at is we are getting some new guns in Frontrunner. Obviously, if you look at the screenshot that's on screen, we are getting an LMG, a revolver, and a Tommy gun, which you can also see in this little part with the weapons, but we can also see in the weapon skin section there is a Tommy gun, which for people's loadouts are going to definitely spice things up. Because I feel right now we very much hit a bit of a stalemate. We've gotten used to our guns, we're used to them, we're used to what loadouts we want to bring. So with these new guns, it might spruce things up, as well as some changes that might come with Frontrunner, as we did also get a patch recently which nerfed the SMG. And as I feel the SMG hasn't really been touched, I could definitely see something happening to our current guns with these guns being added, and where guns will finally kind of have a spot to sit in each section, making it so you have to pick and choose between what guns you bring in each ammo section. And this is why I made this video. I'm going to be covering different loadouts you can bring, maybe theory crafting a bit of ideas on what kind of these weapons are going to sit in, and also how these guns could be used in loadouts. So without further ado, let's hop straight into this. I definitely think the LMG is going to fill in a low fire rate role in the yellow ammo type, as I could definitely see this gun being our low fire rate, high damage, high ammo gun, or okay damage gun. Basically sitting directly in the middle of MT and Assault Carbine for damage. As well as, we have probably the Tommy gun. It's going to be very similar to the SMG, I feel, just with a slightly slower fire rate and maybe a bit harder hitting. As I definitely can see this being a blue weapon, with it already being a 9mm gun in general. Now to begin, I'm just going to straight up just say and make a high DPS loadout. This is to use the Shotty, the Arizona, and the MT/SMG, as, well, the Shotty is a shotgun. What else do you want me to say? It's a high damage close range gun. We've got the Arizona, which is our ranged high damage gun, as well as I feel you could probably swap this out to the revolver at some point, as through gameplay that I've seen, the revolver looks really strong for this kind of stuff. And I mean really strong. Being able to just absolutely puncture those ice armored enemies. So for nightmare mode runs, that gun could absolutely slam. And I'm really looking forward to using it, to be honest. Now, one thing I left open in the air is the SMG and MT47. The MT47 is our heavy hitting fully auto gun that we currently have in the game. And the SMG is our low damage but fast fire rate gun in the game. So I definitely could see these kind of being swapped in and out depending on what difficulty you're playing. As I've got some other loadouts later which kind of go into more lower difficulties and higher difficulties and what's better to use in which one. But I definitely think this loadout in general, it doesn't matter which one you pick when it comes to the SMG or MT. As the MT, obviously, it's the MT, it has high damage, it's a slower fire rate. The SMG though still can make up for it. As you'll see later, it is absolutely devastating in Master and Nightmare. And I can definitely stand behind it that it is a very good gun still, even after the nerf. Now, another loadout that I kind of just came up with is all the ammo. And what I mean by all the ammo is we're getting an LMG. We're getting a Tommy gun. That's it. Not really. So the Tommy gun obviously is going to have a drum mag, and the LMG is going to be, well, an LMG. So it's going to have obviously a lot of ammo. My theory is that it's going to have around 100 or slightly less than 100 ammo in its mag when it's fully upgraded. And that could be absolutely insane if you have two of these holding a crossfire on a doorway. I'm thinking Skid Row just before the parking garage, when you're in the safe room. You just have people in there going in that doorway as zombies come flooding in. That could be just insane. But the thing is, I recommend not reloading the LMG as, well, it's an LMG, it's going to have a long reload time in advanced reloading. Now, the reason I bring up advanced reloading is that we are going to be forced, probably in the next update, to use advanced reloading. It already says in the little description for Nightmare that we are forced to use advanced reloading. Now, I don't know whether this is just them testing something out, as it currently doesn't work. We can still use simple, but advanced reloading being forced upon us could be really cool. It definitely adds that layer of difficulty. But at the same time, having advanced reloading forced upon us when we have an LMG, I definitely think they're going to do something with that, having a higher time to reload. And then having the Tommy gun being a shorter time to reload. Be interesting. Then we have the revolver I've added to this loadout as well. As obviously it doesn't have a high ammo count. We could obviously have the Arizona if you want a high damage, high ammo count weapon. But the reason I wanted the revolver is obviously we want that high damage fast. And we just wanted to get it out of the way so we can go back to just spraying bullets again. And I think that definitely fits the role here. So it's definitely all the ammo loadout, especially as it's also a new gun loadout. So hopefully you guys enjoy that one when we get to use it, that is. Now, we also have Old Faithful, which I know a lot of people ran for ages, and I know a lot of people still run it. Combine SMG Shotty. Like, who doesn't run it? Who doesn't know about it? It's a very common loadout, and it's funny enough, the loadout I recommend for people who are doing low difficulty speedruns. As the carbine, you don't even need the highest attachments on it. You can kind of just use something like a prototype barrel, and then just use everything else as purples or something. As long as you have stuff to adjust the recoil, you're fine. That gun doesn't really need too much to be good. Same with the SMG. Probably just having the battery, the prototype barrel, and the drum mags is enough. Or even without the battery, it's still quite good. But just in general, the SMG is just really still good. And this loadout definitely still makes up. And with the shotty, as long as you get good at speed loading, which here's a little trick, by the way, for speed loading the shotgun. If you bring it over to your ammo pouch and just tap the grab button near your ammo, it will automatically load the shell in. So you can just tap it as fast as you can. Then your gun will be loaded, and then you can just start firing again. It's a very quick way of reloading. Funny enough, I didn't actually take this trick. There's another YouTuber, I can't remember their name, but I remember seeing it somewhere else, probably on the After the Fall Discord. So whoever found it, thank you. It actually helps a lot. But yeah, in general, this loadout just really helps. It's a really good loadout, and I can definitely see why everyone used to use it. And I still use it, to be honest, on a lot of my runs. I've definitely been switching, though, and messing around with the carbine a bit. Trying to switch it out for the MT when it comes to the high difficulty speedruns. I'd recommend people actually getting used to the MT, as that gun definitely makes a difference when it comes to carbine or MT. It hits so much harder. You generally don't have to worry about common Zeds getting close, especially if you're actually really good at controlling the recoil on it. And another thing I wanted to switch out is not having the SMG anymore when it comes to high difficulty speedruns, switching it to the revolver, making it a very high risk, high reward, as if you can aim, it's such a high reward if you can hit those shots. So I definitely think it could replace the SMG if you're good in high difficulties with revolver. You're not going to have to worry about Zeds, especially with having the MT as your primary. You could definitely have also the shotty. You could swap that out and even just have the SMG instead of a shotty, so that you can have kind of some play around. Obviously, don't take these loadouts as you have to use this. This is what I recommend. You can't hit these numbers if you don't use these loadouts. No, that's not what I'm saying. These loadouts are supposed to be messed around with, and take everything with a grain of salt, which is why I'm gonna move into this last build, which is a bit of a joke build, which is, well, pistols. Just pistols. With having advanced reloading, dual service and dual Arizona just don't work. And I think this definitely shows with at the end. After this first area, even though it's only Skid Row on master difficulty, I took a ton of hits because I had to focus so much on reloading and ammo. It was absolutely insane. Whereas with other loadouts, you just hear that click, boom, you reload straight away. You don't even need the ammo counters. I felt like I definitely needed some of the ammo counters when I was dual wielding these, as having to keep track of both guns, especially on Arizonas, where you won't know until literally the last bullet fires that you're out of ammo. It is so hard to just keep track with 4 guns rather than just 1. So yeah, I definitely don't see these. And also leading from this, I don't see dual SMGs ever returning, and I feel bad for everyone who really liked that. I personally liked it. It was a lot of fun to use, but we definitely won't be able to see it ever again. I've tried it. It doesn't feel right anymore, as we're being forced to use advanced reloading, and whilst it is really good and probably will be really insane for DPS, especially against bosses, you could probably just be a boss DPS man with dual SMGs. I don't see it really helping too much unless you have a full team with 3 players who are able to get you to that boss fight, so where you can do that damage. But there is one extra loadout, which I could see myself definitely using. And that would probably be Tommy Gun Revolver Shotty. I'm just going to leave you with that. You can talk about it in the comments. One last thing before I wrap this entire video up is just bear in mind, we only have currently 6 slots in our armory. Not counting the holsters or the weapon swaps or anything. We just have 6 holsters on the wall, is what I mean. So, with these 3 extra guns being added over the course of 3 months, some guns may disappear. Some guns may... For all I know, we may actually get an extra rack for our extra guns. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.